episode 16 of the 3 Count and Out podcast. This week, it's the draft episode. My name is Era V1, and this week I am joined by two of my lovely co-hosts and one very special guest for the very first time ever. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from the GM3 TTRPG podcast, Jaime. Welcome, Jaime.
Hello. Thank you all for having me. It's kind of a fluke that we ended up doing this. We just started talking online about wrestling, and you gave me a hand, and I was more than happy to take it.
Yeah, we're always happy to have people on that want to be on. This week, co-host-wise, we actually swapped. Last week, we were missing Jackal. This week, we have Jackal back, and we have Mike. Kev took the draft a little bit too seriously, and he's off in the Army for real. He may show up. We'll see if he gets sent home dishonorably discharged. I don't know. But this is the draft episode. We have a lot to talk about because we have 2 drafts on our hands. We have the NFL draft and the WWE draft, which will be going across SmackDown and Raw next week. So we got a lot to go on.
Yeah, if you don't hear from Jackal or me anymore, it's going to be because we got trampled to death in Detroit.
Are you guys going to prison?
So bad.
I hope I don't have to deliver there. Otherwise, you're going to hear about me being, sitting in traffic for 3 hours.
I have seen images of how they're laying out downtown Detroit, and Jesus tap dancing Christ, it is real packed. They are trying to squeeze a lot of stuff into not a lot of space. It's like those the things you take on an airplane where you put everything in that reusable bag and then you suck all the air out of it.
Oh, like the vacuum bags?
The vac seal bag. It's exactly what you can compare it to because, good Lord, there is so many stuff going on, and I'm so excited to go take a look at it. Hopefully, where I can go see fellow friend of the program, Pat McAfee, doing the Pat McAfee Show live from downtown Detroit.
He's a legend. I mean, he was a Royal Rumble contestant, You gotta show up for that.
Got to show him some love. It's been a lot going on in the NFL world as the draft kind of quietly creeps up on us. I shouldn't even say two. One of the biggest things that happened is one of my personal favorites. The Lions actually got some new uniforms released. And
they look sexy. They look so good.
From Michigan, we are completely and utterly biased, but my God, they look so good.
As somebody not from Michigan, I will say they look nice. The black uniform looks real good.
Oh yeah!
I can't believe you skipped over the most important news.
That's a good
Denver.
Point, I got a haircut.
Were you going to say you got a haircut? Was that the most important?
He did get a haircut.
It is. I mean, it's a pretty big deal.
It is a big deal.
I mean,
looks nice.
The fact that the highest of quality Denver Broncos made the outrageous choice of going, we're getting rid of Russell Wilson. Fuck him. He can go to hell, and then go, we're going to pick up Zach Wilson.
Wilson for
He's
Wilson, baby.
If I've ever
Wilson
seen
for
one.
Wilson.
It's so mind-boggling to lose Russell Wilson and see the man that replaced Aaron Rodgers after his Achilles popped out of his heel and went, you know what? We'll take sweet baby boy Zach Wilson with not a thought between those ears of his. We'll pick him up. I don't understand the thought. Unless they're going to pull a fast one on everyone and take a quarterback in the first round, which is still a possibility. It's just mind-boggling that you're going to have the first round's backup, say someone like a J.J. McCarthy, have their backup be Zach Wilson of all people. That is so stupid. That's like saying, okay, all right, for a tag team match, we're going to have Triple H, Shawn Michaels, we're going to have DX, and as our backup, if one of them get hurt, we're going to have Akira Tozawa on the bench, rearing and ready to go.
So the strongest person in the WWE you think is a bad backup? What are you talking about?
I mean,
the strongest guy they have.
He puts the Alpha in Alpha Academy.
The power
He's only,
of Tozawa.
13... Yeah, Tozawa is only 1,317 days away from beating Roman Reigns.
No time at all. He's getting it tomorrow, baby. Let's
He's
go.
really close.
You gotta start now,
okay?
man. It's a long time.
He just needs that jump start.
Long
Let's
record.
see. And
Yeah.
Tozawa for champion 2024.
I can see it.
What we're doing?
Yeah.
Tozawa
Yeah, I
has
think-
to
I
start
think-
and finish his
Only-
story.
Yeah.
Only if he does his warm up before every match.
Yes. So I think it'll be in the middle of Backlash. Otis will fastball special Tozawa, take out Cody for the pin, and then he'll have it for the next 5 years.
holy shit. I'm
Wild.
so ready for that. Fuck your story, boy. Tozawa story now.
Alpha Academy.
Let's see. In other news, really, it is sort of just preparation for the draft at the moment, as all eyes are looking towards Detroit. Not a lot of movement has happened, but one thing that did happen is that the Indianapolis Colts are going to be losing a veteran as their backup, as Matt Ryan today actually announced retirement, and he is famously known for the 28-3 Super Bowl that the Falcons lost against the Patriots. So Mr. Chokes-a-Lot finally stepping away from the NFL to be a family man once and for all. Matt Ryan is definitely getting up there in age, so good solid
sit on the
career.
couch where he belongs.
Absolutely.
Well, he played for 15 seasons, you know. If I did that for 5 seasons, I think I'd be in the hospital.
It was so long. He is. It's so weird, like when you look at NFL and WWE things, that in the grand scheme of things, they're not old men by any means of the word. But when it comes to the sport that they're doing, they're fucking dinosaurs.
Oh my God! I mean, you look at you want to see that any better? Look at some baseball players. You're like, oh, I'm 30 and retiring, and you're like, what the fuck? I just can't do it anymore. I'm like, okay.
I can't hang with these young whippersnappers. They're just I'm too old to be able to keep up with them. Like, bud, you just turned 30 2 days ago. What the hell are you talking about? I know.
You would think it would be the game that is like famous for concussions that would have people retiring younger,
Right?
but no, it's actually not.
Who would have thunk it? Certainly not me, the one who did the concussion protocol for half of my
Concussion
life.
game.
That explains a lot. Every time I remember that, Jackal, it explains a lot about you.
It's a fun game, though.
Does it? Does it explain it a lot? Really?
Sometimes, a couple blows to the head, it just explains sometimes why the brain short circuits a little bit. It happens.
We've all been there.
Let's see. We can turn to.
To be fair, I've taken
draft.
some blows to the head too, so
Yeah, no,
Draft.
when I say we've all been there, I didn't mean play football. I meant
Speaking of
blows
blows to the
got
head, oh
things to
boy!
say.
All right,
Oh,
he's in with a
my
voice changer. But
God.
speaking of blows to
Exhibits
the
here.
head, back from the army, back from the draft, ladies and gentlemen, Fire Guy Kev.
Hey guys, how's it going?
It was better until
Pretty
P.
chill.
Diddy showed up.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
You better be careful.
It's
Yeah.
the cops.
Everybody come here and drinks.
It's the cops. Quick, go to Bermuda.
Where's my voice?
Stop.
Please just turn this voice changer
Do
off.
anything else.
You couldn't have picked
Okay,
a
there
better
we go.
bit. All right,
Thank
there you go. Thank you.
Sorry, it's got to load. It's got to get there, and I got to click on it, and I got to say, "You
Just
sure
turn
you
it
want to
off
switch?"
before
I'm
you
sure.
join. Or just uninstall it. Why do you have it in the first place?
Because
By the way, this is all being recorded, so deal with it. You joined
The
late.
one
Deal with
time I
Intros
don't
like
do
that.
it, I'm gonna want it. So I think
Oh,
that's
well.
why.
Better
That's
to have
fair.
it and
That's
not
fair.
need it. I can understand that.
it. That's fair.
Hey everybody, my name's Fire Guy Kev. You can call me FGK. I'm coming in late to, I assume, AEW
NFL draft.
No,
NFL
no.
Draft.
There you go.
We'll
Zach
get
Wilson.
to AEW.
Zach Wilson, the new Russell Brand. Not Russell Brand.
No,
Russell Wilson.
New
that's
Russell
there.
Wilson.
A little
The
bit
next
better.
Russell Brand.
Russell
I think that counts as libel. Like,
Didn't
Oh,
Russell
shit.
Brand date Katy Perry? Wasn't that a thing?
I don't know.
they
Yes.
were.
They were married.
Oh, they were married. Oh,
Emphasis on the were. Very
Yeah.
long, done and
so
over.
you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Katy
yeah,
Perry
you,
and Russell
you
Brand.
too can date Russell Brand.
Me and Russell Brand.
It's a
Um,
radioactive person you're touching, if I'm
The
honest.
draft starts this Thursday.
Yes, night one of
This
the draft
Thursday. Okay.
will be this Thursday, live from downtown Detroit.
Yeah, for the context that we give every episode, but just in case nobody's heard it, we record these on Monday nights. This comes out Saturday at noon. So by this point, the NFL draft will have already started.
Yes, and we can review that next week. But looking at the projections, predictions, whatever you want to have it, Caleb Williams going to the Bears. First pick overall out of UFC.
Oh, Bears.
Everyone kind of expected
I hope
that
he's
one.
terrible.
Even if he is the biggest
Florida
prima donna.
Continentals?
No, Southern California, but you were close.
Fuck. Okay.
The thing that I really didn't expect is that out of the first 5 picks, 4 of them are going to be quarterbacks, as the next projection is Jaden Daniels out of LSU going to the Washington Commies. So heading into Era's division, Jaden Daniels is a freaking gunslinger. So that I would be personally knowing and understanding college football versus more NFL, I would personally be more afraid of Jaden Daniels as opposed to Caleb Williams.
All right, explain this to me. So you said surprisingly another quarterback for the first round. I assume this is kind of like, when you play fantasy football, where do quarterbacks just not go first in the draft? Like everybody wants their quarterback, this new starter, the team leader for the next 10 years. Does that not really happen?
It's not that it doesn't happen, and also fantasy is a little bit different from the draft. It's just that it hasn't happened in about 4 or 5 years, and in NFL terms, that's a lifetime. I would say
kidding.
The last draft-heavy class where a lot of quarterbacks were taken in the first round, I want to say is probably 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
Easily pre-pandemic, and still that's 4 or 5 years ago. So this year I think is going to be very big on their quarterbacks.
Is there a position though? Is it always random, or is there that position that goes, you know what, defensive line every year, first 5 picks, or is it really mostly random?
Mostly it's offensive. I would say quarterback, wide receiver, whatever usually the weapons are that a team needs to fill.
Gotcha.
It's typically quarterback and wide receiver are kind of the 2 big ones. Then you'll get like a running back or like a good like one of the best defensive players in the country. And then after that you kind of get everything else.
The first 5 picks are not position specific, if you will. It's sort of exclusive for the quote unquote superstars.
The ones that really stood out.
Like
your LeBron Jameses.
Yeah, absolutely. Just watching them play ball, you're like, I know that this person is going to be a mega star. And those are the type of people to get drafted.
Okay.
Speeding through this, pick number 3, Drake May, quarterback out of North Carolina, going to the Patriots. So
really, they have him at 3 now.
Filling that hole that Mac Jones left, I can kind of see it. I don't think that's going to help things whatsoever, personally, but I can understand why they would pick him. Number 4, this one kind of shocked me. Malik Neighbors, wide receiver out of LSU, going to the Cardinals over Marvin Harrison.
Choice go to a baseball team.
That's the St. Louis Cardinals, but we're close.
My bad.
He's got the spirit, but he's just a little confused, bless his heart.
Intersport drafts. God, that'd be awesome.
They just picked
Tim
up
Tebow
a
did it.
outfielder for their wide receiver. He's good at catching balls, isn't he? He'll
We
do
actually
just fine.
picked up Shohei Ohtani somehow.
Hey, they could probably make some pretty good catches.
Yeah, but they can't bring their gloves, so it's all over.
Yeah, it's true. And then number 5, the pick that's going to make Mike real happy, JJ McCarthy going to the Vikings as the Vikings trade up with the Los Angeles Harbaughs.
Oh God, this means when we beat the Vikings, it's gonna make me so much happier. Oh, that makes me so happy.
So it's actually been switching up and down. So that's why I said really for that dude at number 3, because they were actually talking about JJ going at 3
Going to the
for a while.
Patriots.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, so we got some stuff to see on Thursday. And then, shockingly enough, the spot that really makes no sense to me is Marvin Harrison at 6 going to the Giants out of Ohio State, when really he could be just as good as a first rounder. So
Yeah, I think he'll be up there I think that'll end up being wrong. I think he'll be higher.
I feel like he's going to be higher than 6. And then the picks go on from there. Not really something that we need to delve too much into, so we'll kind of go to the fan favorites here as we scroll all the way down. Projected to pick number 22, the Philadelphia Birds taking Cooper DeJean, cornerback out of Iowa. And fun fact with him, let me quick fact check it right here. I just want to make sure. Yep, here we go. Yes, not allegedly. It is proven.
Not alleged at all.
Cooper DeJean will be, I think, the only white cornerback in the NFL once he does get drafted.
Well,
You're shitting me?
I mean, hey,
Yeah.
good on him for making strides and representing. I feel like getting a cornerback. You said corner, right? Not quarter.
Corner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
I heard
feel like-
quarter, and I was like, "There's no fucking way."
Well,
There's
because I made that
absolutely
mistake.
no way.
I made that mistake in a couple episodes ago, so now I always check.
All right, I'm far less impressed. I'm still impressed. Far less impressed all of a sudden.
I feel like a cornerback is still just a good pick because I feel like a lot of times people are just running around us, and it's not really like, yeah, we talked about it last season, but like the Eagles always had holes in the defense, so like any improvement's good improvement.
Because that
I was
one
fact
thing.
checking that as you were saying, and I'm like, I don't think that's true.
I don't think this guy knows. But like, what? That's
I don't
impossible.
know much, but this seems wrong. I'm glad to know I was the one who misheard. That makes way more sense.
And then the one thing I know you were really sort of not really happy about in your playoff game against the Buccaneers, that it just sort of seemed like the corners were just slow. Like they weren't really trying. They weren't really giving any effort. And
I feel like a lot of teams saw that, and like the defense has always sucked. It is what it is. Like they need more.
I think with Matt Patricia leaving is going to be so beneficial for you guys, and I think a rookie
Beneficial for any team.
Yeah, beneficial for the whole NFL when Matt Patricia is not involved.
Usually when rookies come in, 9 times out of 10, that is a sign to the people who are already on the team, like, okay, if I want to keep my starting spot, this guy's going to come in and take it if I don't, step my ass up, so I got to perform better. So a cornerback coming in to sort of light a fire under your defense's ass is something that'll be so beneficial, and I think will help you guys out in the long run.
For sure.
And the last pick we'll talk about, your Detroit Lions at pick number 29. We are slated to take probably one of the coolest names in the draft, if I'm being honest with you. That is Mr. Chop Robinson, an edge defender out of Penn State.
Ooh, Penn State.
Very cool.
That's good football school right there.
Would you happen to know a reason why that is, or just sort of a lucky guess?
Oh, just a lucky. Why is Google listening to me? Just a lucky guess. My phone was listening to me during that conversation. I don't know why.
It always is.
Because
I guess Google wants to know about our podcast.
We could use the help when it comes to kind of giving Aiden Hutchinson a little bit of leeway when he's trying to get a nice rush in, because he's a superstar in of himself, but if he's getting double and triple teamed every single play, it's kind of just essentially null and void. So if we get another monster on the other side of the ball to sort of even it out a little bit more, that will make the pass rush legendary. I am okay with who the Lions pick. As long as they pick someone on the defensive side of the ball, I don't give a damn. That's it. The defense needs help. The offense needs nothing. Keep offense the exact way it is.
Well, we need one thing on offense.
You're right.
Because we have no backups. No. Offensive line. Yeah. Because when somebody's injured on offensive line, we go, well, fuck. And that's all we got.
Well,
Put all your eggs in one basket.
Quell your to quell.
You
your
don't need a
here,
defense
Mike.
if you always have the ball. That's
true. That's true.
You're right.
Like where your head's at. On this projection, Mike, no offensive guards are taken at all in the first round. The only offensive linemen are off the board are tackles. So I do believe, I'm fairly certain some guards are going to be available in the second and third round, and I would be much more comfortable taking them later in the draft.
Oh yeah, no, I would pick a defender first round for the Lions, but we need an offensive lineman of some sort within the draft, if not two.
And then I actually sent a cool picture of the Lions jerseys to Fire Guy Kev. Fire Guy Kev, you see that picture there, friend?
No.
Oh shit! All right, well I'll try again. Regardless, I think that'll wrap
Imagine
up.
a uniform that looks good. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See it?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool, right?
You envision it?
In
You
your
smell it,
imagination, you
taste it.
see it in there?
Yeah.
Why do you
Civic
sniff it like that?
Oh yeah, there it
It
is.
smells like the
Smells nice.
best jersey in the NFL.
You better look at that screen. You see what's on that screen?
Oh yeah,
You
sniff those
taste it?
pixels.
You enjoy it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You see all those Panther fans that are jealous of our cool ass
Yeah,
jersey?
if you're gonna say the Lions look like the Panthers remake, if you have this will be the end of football real quick. Look at the Broncos redesigned jersey and tell me the first team that you think of when you look at those jerseys, because I don't think the Broncos.
All right, let me pull it up.
Quick little Google of the Broncos redesigned
Broncos.
jerseys. If the Lions are the Panthers, sure. Then you know what? Then damn it, the Broncos just took everything that the Bears are doing and said, you know what? We can do it worse.
Yeah, wait a fucking second.
Wait, what?
Wait,
Yeah.
wait a minute. They even got the zag on there. What the fuck?
Mhm.
What is happening?
They got
Oh,
the
yeah.
fucking bear claw.
Horses, Broncos don't have claws. What the fuck is happening?
I hate the Broncos redesign. It's so bad.
It looks so generic too. Like,
God, wow. It really
Regardless,
does.
that is the end of Jackal's football minute. We will go over the draft next week, kind of any surprises, any shocks, if Pat McAfee smells as good in person, if he does online, and we'll talk about that next time.
Super.
yeah, and I mean, last time we talked about AEW Dynasty. We'll keep the thoughts quick because I know not everybody got a chance to watch it, but I do want to say that the entire, and I mean the entire tag team story could have been told without showing any of that CM Punk footage. You could have gotten the exact same
my
reaction of
God,
Jack
yeah.
Perry returning without showing any of that footage. You wouldn't have had to start any of this bullshit. We wouldn't have had to put out an episode last week shit-talking AEW. And they could have avoided a whole bunch of this stuff if they just didn't show the footage because it didn't help anything anyway.
It
I
made
just
me
don't know
not
what
care about the match.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it made
no
me know
kidding.
that the Jack Perry reveal was coming, because otherwise it would be useless to even show him.
Yeah, I just truly don't know what motivated showing that footage now. You know what I mean?
Tony Khan's ego.
Yeah,
I mean-
pettiness.
you
Not
try
wrong.
to look at it from a different angle, but yeah, it really is just Tony Khan's ego.
There's literally no other angle. They came out of it going, oh boy, nobody cheered when we played this. We should probably make a shitty storyline quick. And it was
Oops.
a very shitty storyline.
Everyone's talking about WrestleMania 40. We better come up with something to stay relevant, and they sure didn't.
and
Yeah,
if
we're here too.
and if they just focused on the quality of wrestling on this card, they would have been fine. Because
Yeah, I mean, this card was incredible, besides for Jericho.
besides for the last minute
They've got some
Jericho
top
match,
talent.
you gotta have Chris Jericho
man.
win the fucking FTW championship or whatever.
I'm so
God.
happy he's putting over younger talent. I'm so happy.
Oh god, I saw
Oh my
that too. I know.
God.
Good for
God.
him.
Good for
Yes.
him.
Well, and that's
Beer
just
gut.
it. So their last match, he lost in 5 minutes? And then this time he had to beat him?
In an hour.
Why? Yeah.
Did they have the longest match on the night?
I have no
No.
idea.
Woof.
Probably
No,
not.
I think Osprey Danielson did.
Really?
That's
that makes
the
sense.
only
that
match
had a-
That's well
that
deserved.
was long.
Yeah.
That
That's the only
that
match
main
I've
took
event.
seen,
time.
and that was a fantastic match.
Oh my god, it was awesome.
Did you see that Will Ospreay's retiring his Storm Driver 91
Yeah.
because he keeps on dumping people on their fucking necks?
Yeah.
Oh,
but did you guys
why
also
would
see
he
when?
fine. He walked
Did
out.
you-
He's fine.
I mean, yeah.
Oh
but
yeah,
did
no,
you
he's
guys
fine. It was all a work. But
Also, see when he did the fucking Hurricane Rana and Will Ospreay he landed it. But
Yeah,
if you look
Ospreay
at
landed on
Brian,
his neck.
he spikes himself so hard.
God,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
scary looking. It was frightening.
It hurt me.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ. I like that. To go off Ospreay for a second, I like that Copeland's putting over younger talent the way that Jericho ain't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes him
Just
look
be
better now.
clean
Yeah.
with a solid black mass.
Like Adam's just like
Man.
actually doing it.
He's doing it the right way.
Yeah, I was about to be like, man, they're burying him, and I'm like, no, it's not that. He had his time in the sun, and now he's like trying to use what he has to push people up, just like everyone should do when they get to be like near retiring age or second retiring age in the case of Copeland.
Yeah, they're not.
Chris, Jericho.
They're not.
Yeah, no,
They're not
fucking
burying
kidding.
him. He's Edge. Like he's
Yeah.
not. Like, he doesn't need to
Yeah,
win
no,
this
exactly.
match. Like
No.
he has his entire career. He's good. Like,
Yeah, he's
And he's holding a belt.
yeah, he's the champion.
I mean, is he? I thought he lost to Dynamite.
he's the TNT
No,
champion
this-
currently.
Oh, he's the TNT
Yeah.
champion. It was a
Yeah.
tag match. That's right.
Yeah, the big triple or whatever.
Nah. It's good stuff.
Although the House of Black match with Copeland and Eddie Kingston and who was Mark Briscoe, that was a great match, and I was right. That was a match all about the ranking. Did you notice that throughout the entire match, all they were talking about was they're the fifth, like House of Black is the number 5 ranked trios, and like the entire time they just kept talking about that. I feel like AEW is about to really, really, really listen to what we've been talking about and really dig into being more sports centric and really relying on just these power rankings. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, if you want somebody to climb the rankings real quick, you can do that. You know, like if you have a big reveal and you want them to be right in the world title scene, you can have them just rinse through people and get to the top of that. They can still be good matches, but a loss is a loss.
Mm-hmm. Have you talked about the ranking system much on your show previously before? On like your opinions of it? Because I don't want to rehash anything.
Oh, please, you're the guest.
Yeah, go for
I
it.
mean,
Yeah,
you're the guest.
say whatever you want to say.
Absolutely.
Give us your opinion.
Feel
That's
free.
a fair point. I haven't told anyone what I think. That's a good call. I wasn't there. I think the ranking system is not. Maybe it's because I come at a lot of wrestling less from a sports entertainment perspective and a lot more from like a narrative perspective. And I think the rankings in wrestling are very much like power levels in Dragon Ball. And I hope that they would treat them like power levels in Dragon Ball, where it's complete bullshit and it doesn't matter and it just sets up false expectations. But I wonder if it does the like you're saying, the sports thing of setting very simple expectations, like when you play a game or whatever and a player's a 99 rank, whatever, and like clearly they're the best one in the game mechanically. I just think wrestlers and movesets and storylines are a lot more fluid than like this guy versus this guy. This guy wins because he's better. Like it's a lot more interesting when it's like, oh, well, he lost because his brother interfered in the match and they were fighting about this and Logan Paul uses brass knuckles or some shit. Like I think that's a lot more engaging than just a straight up fight. Although a straight up fight is like interesting because it's so rare in most wrestling, but I like it more when it's about like, well, what's going on? What's the narrative?
And
but
that's fair.
that could be me.
No, and you're right. I mean, I think mostly AEW should be relying on the rankings just because they can't book a narrative.
Oh yeah, they can't. they can't write a fucking narrative at all.
But I agree with you. I mean, yeah, no, I agree with you. It's all about the wrestlers and the skill that they have, not necessarily just a number that's slapped on them for sure.
No. I guess my ideal is mostly like in a vacuum. AEW is doing what it can to stay. I mean, as we saw with the CM Punk footage, relevant, and it's not. So they're like, well, shit, we can't write a story, so we're just gonna, do the sports thing.
Yeah, and then we have trying to stay relevant. I do think I do think this is going to help them stay relevant because we have a new AEW World Champion. Swerve Strickland defeated Samoa Joe, which nobody on this podcast thought he was going to be able to do.
No, that blew my mind.
No,
I was like, really? Already?
That blew my.
I mean, you just heard me go, what? Like,
yeah. And I mean, what a hell of a match it was. I walked out like I was watching that match and I thought, like, as Samoa Joe was walking out, I was like, man, he's like the real like final boss of wrestling. Like this is him right here. But like,
The Rock fucking stole his name, yeah.
yeah. But like, I mean, Swerve Strickland, like, he just showed up for that match. Like, I totally understand having him win. It makes like, I got it. Total sense. Great main event, you know, like.
That's good to hear. So you're telling me that the only one who failed at Dynamite was Jericho to put up younger talent. Sounds like Samoa Joe did his job. Copeland did his job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, the only team I would say that
Chris.
The only other people I would say that kind of did bad at Dynasty would be the Young Bucks, but that's just because they almost died like 4 or 5 times during their match.
I was gonna say,
as the crowd literally chants, "Please be careful," as they're climbing a ladder.
that's kind of par for the course with them, if I'm honest.
I mean, to be fair, they had. Oh no, I guess the table almost breaking by itself was during the Jericho match. They had a ladder. They had a ladder snap. They had a ladder. During the Young Bucks match, they had a ladder snap, but not in a bad way. It was while they were coming down for a pile driver.
Okay.
I guess when they were like shifting their weight back, it snapped a little bit. So they were fine.
Dismount.
But like,
okay.
There were a lot of times during that match that I was like, "Oh, please just start moving. Please just start moving. Please just start moving." And then you'd see them start moving, and you'd be like, "All right, thank God."
As fun as it is to be immersed in the like brutality of wrestling, the moment, like, there's always a moment when I'll rewatch some matches where it's like, I think he's dead. Like, I have watched the 1998 Hell in the Cell 100 times, and every time I watch it and Mankind falls the second time, I'm like, no, he is dead this time. I know it's already set in stone, but I think he's dead this time I'm watching it, and he always gets up.
Brian taking that storm driver, when he first took it, I was like, oh shit. And then like the ref didn't actually check on him, and I was like, okay, he must be fine then.
Yeah.
Or this ref is terrible. Because when he landed and I was like, oh, that wasn't a clean landing. And then he started moving and I was like, And then the ref just didn't check on him. I was like, he must have given like an all good there or something.
How far away can you give an all good signal, you know?
I mean, I don't know. The ref missed one on Wednesday, and now one of the Japanese wrestlers they brought in, she's out for like 4 months.
Well, wait, is it the same ref?
I think so. The bald dude.
Okay. Well, if it was the same ref, he probably wasn't looking, if I'm honest. If I'm just judging from his past, I don't think he saw one from far away.
Wait, what happened? On Wednesday on Dynamite, somebody botched a ref call?
Yeah, I don't know her name. Starts with an H. It was like one of those.
Oh, Triple H.
Yeah.
Oh no,
yeah.
Was it? It was either Dynamite or Collision, one of the two. But like she does this weird. She has like 2 weird landings on her leg, and where it like kind of bends the way it's not supposed to. One is she's falling off an apron, and one leg catches, the other doesn't.
Oh.
And you can see her leg bend, and like she does like a wave, and then the match just keeps going. She did that like, hey, right here.
Not feeling
they're
good.
just like, they're like, we're going live, like, and yeah. But I mean, AEW hasn't always been the best when it comes to injuries.
No,
like letting Mox take 3 finishers when he's already concussed. You know?
Yeah, the CTE, it's fine.
No.
Rub some dirt on it. He'll be good.
Although people have gotten hurt during WWE matches and they've continued before.
I mean, yeah, but not always should they have.
Like, you know, Liv Morgan trying to play ping pong with a wall with Rhea Ripley's arms, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Good
Yeah,
God.
unfortunately, Rhea Ripley had to vacate.
All right, real quick on that one. She's been wearing a wrist brace on that wrist for what, like a month and a half now?
It was before Mania.
Yeah, it's like 2 months or something.
So I'm assuming her wrist was already fucked, and then they're using this as an excuse to kind of write her off, right?
No, this is real.
No, it's a real injury. She relinquished the championship.
But what I'm saying is her shit was already fucked up, and this just made it worse.
Yeah. You're not talking about like in storyline. You're talking about No, I think you're right.
Probably.
Because she's been wearing a wrist guard for events, for everything. Like just in her regular stories, she's had this wrist guard on.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that because she's been wrestling with it off sometimes during house shows.
I mean, you kind of have.
And Seth Rollins wrestled 2 matches with a torn meniscus. His leg looked like silly putty.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Video of him taking the Superman punch?
She also
it
though.
It did remind me of. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say like just like when I was at like the WrestleMania stuff, like when she was doing interviews, she wasn't wearing the wrist brace. So
Maybe it was sealed up and then it got worse again. She refractured
I don't think her wrist is better. I definitely think her wrist maybe was sprained or something like that. But I don't think her shoulder's feeling good either.
I could have fucking told you that one.
Like,
I don't think her shoulder's feeling good
Make
either.
it better.
She just gave up the title because she felt like it, you know.
You know, it's like my dad always said, I'll step on your toes so that way your head doesn't hurt. You know, it's the same thing. I'll push you into a wall and separate your shoulders so your wrist doesn't hurt anymore.
Yep, that's the case. I think Rhea Ripley is just a bit tired and she just gave up. I think that's what it is. I think it's laziness. No, of course she's doing bad.
And then with that being tonight, I think what are they doing to
Battle Royal.
claim Battle Royale?
Yep.
Interesting.
WWE does not do tournaments, even though they have a Queen of the Ring tournament coming up in a couple of months.
Didn't WWE do a tournament for the World Championship like a couple years back though?
I thought they even just did one recently to claim the inaugural World Heavyweight. Like
No, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah. The World Heavyweight.
Yeah, but they don't do it with the women's belt.
Well, I mean, how long's the women's belt really been around?
True. I think what they should have done. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with them deciding it in a battle royal. I feel like a battle royal is interesting because it opens up the opportunity for a lot of people to win it that wouldn't have the opportunity. But
I mean,
I feel like they should have just moved Queen of the Ring up because they're doing Queen of the Ring on one of the Saudi shows. They're doing Queen of the Ring and King of the Ring. They should have just moved Queen of the Ring up and just said, "Hey guys, we have to crown a new champion." Because then it makes your Queen of the Ring tournament mean something instead of just being for a pointless trophy that they get in Saudi Arabia.
I would have saved it for Queen of the Ring if I'm perfectly honest. Because
just go a couple months without. That'd be cool, honestly.
Yeah, just go a couple months without. Have a lot of people have heat with each other. I think doing a battle royale is the best way because if you do a tournament, you can do a couple of interesting storylines, but it's very linear. You do a battle royale, much like a Royal Rumble. It's like there's chaos in the ring, and like you said, someone who wouldn't have a chance to have it could, and you can get immediate heat for a split-second decision or a split-second betrayal rather than this long, drawn-out thinning of the herd. You have more surprises with a shorter amount of time.
Unfortunately,
I think that's entirely fair.
The thing you run into with it wanting to be a Queen of the Ring is just having, unfortunately, the area that they go to have a very bad track record of not treating women with respect or wanting to see them on their TV.
That's just the only thing that's going to affect is the crowd. It's not going to affect the story. They're not going to change who it is based on the location of the event. I think they're pretty good with that. But I also think, going back, holding on to the title for 2 months and not doing anything with it, I think would diminish it. So I think I'm totally okay with them doing a battle royale soon or tonight, you said, rather than waiting.
I believe,
So sounds like they're playing their cards right.
I know some people on Twitter have kind of been, shocking. People on Twitter upset. Who'da thunk? People on Twitter have been kind of pointing out that Rollins gets hurt goes away for 2 months, gets to keep the title. Reigns pops away for as long as he wants, gets to keep the title. The second that Rhea aggravates an already existing injury, drops it immediately. So it's kind of...
Well, you know why.
Like, well, why is that?
Right? I mean, it's something they've done before when they have a champion where they're like, man, who are we going to use to beat her? Whoa, I can't think of a person. Oh, she's injured. Thank God we don't have to now.
Yeah.
Drop the title.
True.
Yeah.
That's actually a good point.
I heard
never
some
thought of it that way.
people. I heard some people saying that, like, oh well, Becky should have done it because it was only a week ago or something. And I was like, no way, man. Becky, much like we were always saying with Edge, I'm like, Becky's got a whole career. She did not need that for the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that Rhea was stronger than her during WrestleMania 40. So I think you're right. I'm not sure how much of a work the injury is for her dropping the title, but I do agree that Rhea's done the rounds for the last year or two with the championship, and short of the very new Jade Cargill, I can't think of anyone who I'd want to see go toe to toe with her.
Well, and that's it. Is like, who on that Raw roster, because the Raw women's roster, not the best.
Yeah.
Who on there can you go, man, she should be the one to beat Rhea?
Candice LeRae.
Valhalla. Oh.
And Kevin, just a reminder, Jade Cargill, the one with the muscles.
Yeah, the ripped one.
Shit, not Cora Jade.
Yeah, not Cora Jade.
There you go.
Okay. Damn it.
Okay,
Cora Jade's still on NXT, I think.
Sweet baby boy gets a little confused.
It's all right. We gotta
but let's see. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. Why we are all here today, because we're about ready to go into another Superstars shakeup, baby.
Yep. There's an NFL draft. There's a WWE draft around the corner. We just talked about the NFL draft. There's a WWE draft around the corner. It is starting on the 26th, Friday the 26th. So it has already started by this point. There's already been a couple of draft picks that happened on Friday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown, but it continues.
And congrats to those that got drafted. You know who you are.
Congratulations.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Every one of them. I guessed every one of them perfectly.
Congratulations to your number one WWE draft pick, Doink the Clown.
Back from the dead.
But it continues.
No way, man. My number one, Tozawa.
But it continues on Raw on the 29th as well. So it's
fantastic.
Fans across both nights, both shows. But obviously, there's a lot of people on the roster, so there's way too many people, to do a mock draft. However, it is a time for a lot of new beginnings in the WWE, and we're seeing that with with the beginning of this new era, the Triple H era, the Paul Levesque era, whatever they want to call it. So I do feel like this draft is going to be important for just starting stuff over and kind of resetting stuff. I think one of the places that needs a big reset is just your WWE Championship division. I would love to see, granted, I don't know, and I don't necessarily care what show he's on right now because I don't think it really matters. I would like to see Finn Balor go after the WWE Championship, especially with it, I think, still technically having the Universal World Heavyweight Champion of the World, I-95 North-South, like that, whatever that blue belt was that he lost, that Finn had to lose because he got injured. So I think it still has that kind of lineage to it, so that could be some cool setup. But I mean, also Finn Balor and Cody Rhodes, that's just a match I want to see,
That's a good match. I won't lie.
I mean, we are getting the dream match of Cody versus AJ to start, so
I mean, that's true. Those two have been through.
That's a pretty good way to kick off a reign.
That's true. Yeah, AJ Styles is one, right?
Ooh. Yep. Hopefully. I do hope AJ gets one more before he rides off into the sunset.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be now though, but
no, God, no.
Cody's way hot.
That'd be fucking wild. Not even one defense, and he drops it.
Oh my God!
Transitional champ. Fuck your story.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes, the transitional champion.
It's The Rock's real. That's what he handed him in the ring. Just a note that said "fuck your story."
Yep.
AJ gets another title reign once he switches away from that stupid ass Death Rebel song. I'm sorry, Kevin. I listened to it again. I fucking hate it.
First round of the
think it's
NFL draft.
terrible.
Jim Johnston coming back.
Please, Death Rebel sucks. Oh my, you don't want none. It's so
Is
Every
it as
single
bad?
Bailey. Oh.
No, I have to ask.
Role model.
Is it as bad as The Undertaker coming out to Limp Bizkit? Yes or no?
I like
It's
that.
it's a million times worse.
It's so much worse. It's so much
Undertaker
worse.
coming out to Limp Bizkit is iconic.
I mean, not for the right reasons, but it is iconic.
Hey, you go ahead. You look up Limp Bizkit now. They look like a '70s smoking band.
They look like a Limp
Great.
Bizkit.
Yeah.
They do.
They all
I
have
like
Limp
their look
Bizkits.
now more than I did in the '90s.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Fred
respect.
Durst found a lot of
Can
weed.
you imagine
Yeah.
just for a moment, just for one moment in WrestleMania 40 when he showed up, instead of the bell, it was rolling, started
Oh
fucking
my
playing in the audience.
God.
I would have lost my shit all the same. I would have all the same,
lost
man.
He drives in on that fucking motorcycle and then he
What?
A
and then he
grown
rides
man
out.
would have pooped his pants, and I am him.
I thought it was me.
Hey, Kevin Owens got some speed going down that ramp. I bet Taker could fucking floor it going down there.
It's a fucking golf cart.
Dude, with Randy Orton in the back ready to throw a fucking red shell or
Like,
something.
slow down, Kevin. Slow down. We're going too fast. I'm too old for this shit, man.
Drift, Kevin. Oh God.
So now let's see. What are we going to go over? Who we think is going where, or who we want to go where?
I
When
don't
do we
think,
want to go about this?
I don't think the programs matter. I think we can just talk about the people. I, in preparation for coming on this show, made a list of no less than 38 people I wanted to
Jeez.
draft into it.
Nice.
I had a big list. Obviously, I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm realizing what this is really about, but and I'll have you know, Cody Rhodes ain't even in my top 10.
Whoa! Damn!
Yeah. I think my
That's a
biggest
bold
shock.
claim.
But Roman is. Yeah.
That's fair.
The
That's
tribal
fair.
chief remains in
Here-
the top
Roman's in a
10.
very interesting spot.
Yeah, look, here's what it is to me. When he lost, my first thought was like, oh, there's gravity here now. And everything going on with Solo right now, there's gravity. They're cheering for Roman, and I knew Roman was going to vanish. He's not going to show up. Paul Heyman's losing control of the bloodline. Jimmy Uso, they're all going everywhere. Roman is this central figure. When he decides to come back, not if, when he comes back, the pop will be fucking enormous. Borderline, I think it's going to be humongous. There's some people theorizing that there's going to be a bit where Roman shows up to save Cody from something. Very like we might have for the briefest moment an anti-hero or redeemed villain, Roman Reigns. That could be fucking crazy. I don't know what they'll do. Maybe he'll come back and he's scarier than ever. Who knows? All I know is that man prints money.
That is. However, I like the pick. But if we're speaking in, we'll say, draft sense, that is a bold move to pick someone to build your show around who isn't going to be there for a while.
That's true. That's why he's my number one. My number two, however, is someone I want to see every fucking week.
Let me hear it.
It's
Goldberg.
yes. How'd you know? Yes, the injury machine himself.
Nice.
Yeah. No, I picked someone who's not a superstar. I don't think they've ever contended for like a big championship belt that I can recall. But every match of them I see, I believe, is a 5-star match, and that's Ricochet. I want to see Ricochet in every show. I think he is incredible. Every time I see him, I'm like, he's doing stuff I don't see people doing.
Prince Puma getting the number.
He's doing
2
stuff.
pick.
What's that?
He's forgot more about wrestling than I think most people will ever learn.
Yeah,
That dude can do some crazy shit.
No freaking kidding.
Mhm.
Look, there's a reason why him and Logan Paul slapping into each other, and I think it was last year's Royal Rumble, made the record for the most interactions on Twitter
So
or some
viral.
crazy shit.
Yeah.
The rivalry between him and Logan Paul, I think, is extraordinarily underrated. With Logan dipping at Samantha Irving and stuff. I'm like, this is good. Both these guys are very athletic. I just think Ricochet needs way more screen time, if I'm honest. I want to see him way more.
Do we know how old Ricochet is?
I can find that out right now. Talk about something else for a second while I type.
I mean,
we're going
that's
to
good.
wait.
He's
We
35. He's 35 years old.
Okay, so that's still not super old in wrestling terms, so that's good.
Plenty of time left.
That's very solid. A good big picking the tribal chief and someone that you could build a brand around. I feel like maybe you got a deal cooking with Netflix here. Maybe I think they're gonna have you on the draft board.
I think he's very. I haven't listened to a great deal of his mic work, so I don't know. But I think he's a natural face. You think he could?
Yeah, he's not good on a microphone. That's why they don't give him one. That's also why.
Well, here's what you do. Here's what you do. You give him a manager, and it's his wife, because she's amazing on the microphone. There you go.
I thought are they married? I thought they were dating.
I'm pretty sure they're married, if not engaged.
Make them married. Why not?
Yeah, make them married.
Make them married. Make her a manager.
Can do that.
Go for it.
You two need to get married, says Triple H.
Listen,
Into a big storyline.
Listen, it's for the story. It'll be next year's WrestleMania.
Yeah, we'll pay for the ceremony, but you got to get hitched.
So then, to counter that, I'll be the head of the draft board. If you'll be going to the Raw on Netflix, let me kind of head up the SmackDown department on whatever channel is going to unfortunately have to pay for
every pick you do, I'll
SmackDown's going to USA.
SmackDown's going back to USA. Fox said, "No, thank you. This didn't make us any money. You can take it back now, please."
And then USA said, "We don't want the Monday night. Give us the Friday night."
Yeah, that's when people are watching TV.
Take
all right.
The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, with my first pick. Keeping him on cable television because I'm certain that cable TV deal is probably going to be really beneficial for making him some cash. And your second pick, you built someone underrated, someone that you can elevate up to a main eventer position. Give me... He's not underrated, don't get me wrong in me saying this, but I want to elevate him to the main event scene. Give me Gunther. Give me Gunther for my number 2 pick.
All right. Gunther was in my top 10. Cody Rhodes was my last place pick, only because I thought everyone else would take him. I really Cody Rhodes is really good. Don't get me wrong. I just thought everyone else was going to pick him. But Gunther has a presence that I love. He's an 80s villain. I'm glad they were doing a kind of a Rocky shtick with him and Sami Zayn, but I think Gunther, he elevated the ICC title, and I think he's outgrown it. So
easily,
I think
100%.
I think 666 days, perfect time for him to get out and start. Honestly, what would you do with him?
Get him.
I think it's pretty obvious, guys. He outgrew the Intercontinental title. It's time for the USA title. It's a step up, I know.
Give him Logan Paul.
Chopping Logan Paul, and then chopping a Prime bottle, and then chopping.
No,
Logan
honestly,
chopping the chemicals.
All jokes aside, because the US title has been a joke for the last 8 years or whatever, they need somebody like Gunther with that title to be like, sorry, none of you guys can make this relevant, so I guess I will.
That you just have him doing chores at that point. No one cares about the ICC title, you'll hold it for 2 years. No one cares about the USA title, you'll hold it for 3 years. Let him do cool stuff. He's just making everyone else look good.
I have
he
the answer.
Can pull a Seth Rollins and do double duty. I have both belts. It's fine.
You mentioned Seth Rollins. I have the answer for what Gunther does because he's been doing it over in my universe mode for 2K24. He's been doing it for let me check. 2,894 days. Gunther has been on my WWE game. He's been the world heavyweight champion, and he looks real good with big gold around that waist. So I think we give him. Yeah, I think we get that title on him, and you know what? I don't think that number is too far off from real life, if we're being honest.
You say 2,800 days or some shit?
That's like...
Yeah, I've simulated. Bruno Sammartino.
Yeah, I fucked up. I fucked up a lot of universe mode stuff, and I had to just keep simulating and jumping forward a lot. And he held it for like 1,000 days before I even noticed, and then I just made it my goal. I'm just like, you're holding it 1,000.
Did he actually compete in those 1,000 days, or was he just sitting in the wings waiting?
Oh yeah, he had like 100-something defenses.
Okay. Shit.
Yeah, he was working. He put in like Dom Mysterio workhorse numbers. He's doing good.
Oh, okay. I thought he was waiting in the wings, doing promos on the side for 1,000 days, going like, one day I'm gonna defend it. One day.
One day. No, but I think that's Gunther's next step. I think he's gonna stay on Raw and go after that Raw heavyweight.
Definitely go into Netflix. So,
right on.
Your next pick?
Mine?
Yeah.
All right. Well, shit. My next pick, I wanted to pick someone from the women's division. So I picked Jade Cargill. She's only been in like, 2 or 3 WWE matches. Every one of them's been a fucking banger. They are building her up crazy. And also, I watched a little bit of her like independent stuff, and she's fucking good. She's got the mic work. She's got the look. She's got the moves. I think everyone's saying it. It's not a fucking secret. I think she's a natural.
In her AEW run, she lost
to an alien. She can beat humans, can't beat aliens.
Well,
true.
She lost one match, and that's it. And it was her last match.
Almost as good as Sting. Almost.
Almost.
I do not know what to do with her then. Yeah, I'd pick.
And almost as good as Goldberg.
Yeah, wow. Yeah,
oh my God.
Come on, the only person better than Goldberg is Asuka. We all know this.
Man, he hates that fact. He hates Asuka. Did you see that interview of his?
Yeah.
Like, I know.
I don't even know her.
Huh?
That was his new thing. The Asuka, whoever she is, I don't know her.
Yeah, some Japanese girl, and then like people have evidence of the two of them like hanging out and talking about wrestling and shit. He's just like faking
several times.
Yeah, he's just pretending to like not know her, and I'm like, shut up, man.
He's just butthurt that a girl is better at his stick than he is.
It's gonna be terrifying when him and Ronda Rousey come back as a tag team called the Haters.
Stop it! I don't know. I don't want it. I'm full.
Oh, well, they killed off Drew Gulak, so I guess
WWE. It's not going to actually happen.
Wait.
AEW will get them.
Hold on. We need to talk to Goldberg's biggest fan. Kevin, what are your thoughts?
I'm not going to go on a rant about Goldberg right now. It is not the time.
We don't have the time. This is not the Goldberg
episode. He is not worth the breath to get into about a rant about that piece. Nope, I'm about to do it. Not going to do it.
All right. I'll go into my next.
FTK versus Goldberg. Book it, cowards.
Look, do you want to just go back and forth one on
Goldberg?
Yeah, we'll skip Goldberg for now. All right.
Yes.
I give you a pick. You give me another pick. We'll go 1 for 1.
All right, so we'll have the 3 Counted Out boys be on the draft room board for SmackDown. I've picked the first 2. Kevin, give me, if you are building out your brand for WWE, if you are the head of the SmackDown brand, we got Cody. Fuck, I already forgot who I picked. We got Cody, we got Gunther. Who we picking next, Kevin?
I'm not going to pick anyone else besides AJ Styles.
All right.
Is.
I'm color coding my list right now so that we know. So I'm the Raw brand. You guys are SmackDown. All right.
Oh, good. You have a list.
I do.
He may not be around for too much longer, but God bless it. I think he's going to give us his all while he is still here.
I was talking to Mike about that. Like when I saw that thing pop up, I was like, oh man, that sucks. Because when I first got into wrestling, it was John Cena. Actually, you were there. It was John Cena that got me into wrestling. I was like, oh, this is awesome. WWE, all right, cool. And then when I started to expand my knowledge of what wrestling is, I found AJ Styles. instantly, before even WWE became a fan favorite, it was AJ Styles and John Cena. And AJ Styles has been my boy ever since day two.
He's a stallion. He is
yeah,
good.
he's been one of my favorites, and I know the time is coming, and it's going to be a sad day when it does come. But this dude has not given up now, and I don't think until that day that he's going to let up at all, and I'm excited for it.
I think he's got a few more good years left in him. Look, if Edge has a few more years in him, AJ Styles has a few more on top of that. Like he's going places still.
Absolutely.
Yeah, AJ's neck is still
especially
in one
with
piece.
whatever juice he's taking now. Jeez.
Yeah, baby.
Dude, that juice. Jeez.
He is pretty shredded.
But I am convinced if you meet somebody and they go, I'm not a big AJ fan, be like, oh, so you don't watch wrestling?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, you don't have taste.
I will say I did think his match with at 40 was like only okay. I've seen him way better, but like it was by no means as bad as like the Usos match, which was just super kicks back and forth.
Brother
Like, they did a hell of a
as bad as that.
Yeah, no. That was easily the worst match of 40. AJ Styles and LA Knight, they did a fine match. I just have seen him better.
I have had a handful of matches, and this sounds cocky to say. Genuinely, give me the same time frame they had to play in the match, I would have had a better match than the Usos did. I could have dragged Jackal to a way better match than the Usos did. And I know that sounds cocky, like, oh, yeah, you're just saying that. Honestly, though, come on. Not one person has said a good thing about it.
I have a theory about the match, actually. If you'll indulge me for a second.
Let's hear it.
I think because it was this brother versus brother match, they were told to choreograph it themselves. And I think that is why it did so poorly. Because I think when they do, say, a Jey Uso versus a Roman Reigns or a Solo Sikoa versus Jey Uso or whatever it is, they always have one of the twins versus someone else. And there's a choreography and this idea that comes with it. Supposedly, this is a match they'd been thinking about doing their entire lives. There's interviews of them when they just start wrestling where they talk about this is their dream match. And then when the fucking bill came for them to like do the work for it, this is what they had. And I think the story of it, yeah.
You guys are actually going to let us do this. Uh-oh.
I think they had so
we didn't
many.
think it was going to happen.
Yeah, I think maybe it's a case of like they had so many ideas they didn't filter any of them, and then they panicked and then just did almost nothing.
Super kick. Okay, we're just gonna turn it into a 2K match.
It felt it felt like the match that me and my friends would have in the backyard on the trampoline. You know, it's you fucking around. You know,
I've had some good trampoline matches, if I say so myself. Completely not regulation. None of them were like
unsanctioned. Lights out.
Yeah, completely unsupervised. The ref was nowhere to be found.
Okay. All right. We got AJ Styles with our next pick on SmackDown, building out a brand. Raw. What do you got next?
Yeah. Raw's next pick is, to me, second only to Cody Rhodes, I think the top babyface in professional wrestling, and that is Sami Zayn. Ooh. I think you could put this man in any story and he can make it work. I've seen him play good characters. I've seen him play not so great characters, but I've seen him do Bloodline stuff, Judgment Day stuff, this stuff with Gunther. I think he is a natural face, and the crowd fucking loves him, dude. Oh my God, they love him. And it feels so organic and real, and his spirit is so positive. I described him. I sent Jackal this slideshow I had, like describing the matches. I'd made it for my spouse who doesn't really know wrestling, and I described Sami Zayn as the beagle you got on Christmas. Like he is just that guy. And I described Gunther as like a grizzly bear. So I was like, I don't think Sammy's gonna win, and then he won, and I was like, you're never gonna guess. You're never gonna believe it. So I think Sami Zayn easily my number 4 pick.
It's very solid because you can slot his ass anywhere.
Yeah,
anywhere.
He's natural on the mic, and he can take a fucking beating. So he's perfect for an underdog.
For example, just look at his Mania track record recently. How he's gone from the underdog story with Gunther this year, the tag team classic he had with the Usos last year, to hell, the freaking joke match he had with Johnny Knoxville's at 38.
No kidding.
Like,
Yeah, he
was
can get
so,
anything over.
It was
so versatile.
embarrassing. I mean, I'm sure you guys have watched it. There was that Super Eye Patch Wolf video talking about like one of the first few years he was in the WWE. He had an 80% loss record. Like he barely scraped by until he was like in Judgment Day stuff. And he fucking deserves the spotlight. He is incredible. So that's easily my number 4 pick.
Not bad. Not bad. That is a good... That if we were playing GM mode, I think Sami Zayn at this point will be like the... What's it called? The specialist, where you could just slot him in anywhere, right?
And he can make any character work, too. I mean, he made El Generico work.
Let's see.
I actually need to go AFK for just a quick minute.
That's okay. We'll build out some picks. Don't worry.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right, so I picked first. Kevin picked second. Mike, you pick next. Give me your pick. We're building out SmackDown.
SmackDown, what you got?
You know what? He picked Jade. I think we need a woman that can just constantly perform. Give me, and there's going to be an addendum to this. Give me Bayley with a new finisher.
Oh, please. Please.
Talking enough shit about Bailey's
Not
finisher.
a fan of the Rose Plant?
I can't, dude.
I just slightly knocked him over.
It's so forced.
During their WrestleMania match, she missed the finisher twice and still got a pin with it. Yeah.
I think Bayley, since she's obviously trying to be a good guy again, she should go back to using the belly to belly. I know it kind of looks stupid using it as a finisher, but I mean, it is iconic and like it is an easy move for people to recognize.
I mean, it's better than I'm going to wrap your arm around my calf and then spike you into the ground. It's, I just feel like her other one is so stupidly forced that it just doesn't flow whatsoever. But, what do I know? I'm just some schmuck talking about wrestling, sitting on his fat ass. I also kind of hoping and praying that we don't really see that weird ass Egyptian shit again. Still really didn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
She's not even Egyptian.
She's not even Egyptian.
I don't get it,
Did we
man.
look into it? Isn't she like
The role model.
Oh yes, Cleopatra, the role model, of course.
I guess. I don't know. It was just
so
weird.
Bayley was the next pick?
Yes, we ended up taking.
My addendum was with a new finisher.
With the new finisher. You know what? That's completely fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I can. Bayley is an admirable choice. It's your first women's division, which is fine because I only have one women's division so far. And you know what? Bayley wasn't in my top 10. I am moving right down I got my top 4, and I'm about to get my number 5.
Let's hear it.
I'm feeling really good. My number 5? You guys are done talking about Bayley?
Give it to me.
Yeah.
I want it.
Dirty Dom Mysterio.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Take him. I don't want him. I don't want him on my show.
He's so good as a heel. He's so good. I think it's that thing of like in Game of Thrones, Cersei Lannister is such a nasty character. People like will be nasty to like the actress. I think Dominic Mysterio is so fucking good at being a heel. People are afraid to like engage with him. He is amazing at his job. The man can't even fucking talk without getting booed, and you can't pay for that kind of heat. You cannot pay for that kind of heat. I need him on my team.
They kind
He's
of
also
can.
popping
with the
out
pipe
Canadian
in,
destroyers on the
with the
apron.
pipe
I
in
mean,
stuff
sure.
too.
You can pipe it in with some people. I believe Dominic, like the fact that he gets interrupted so often during Judgment Day segments. I'm not asking for the Judgment Day yet. I'm asking for Dirty Dom Mysterio.
He's also popping out
what?
Canadian destroyers on the apron. He's doing a lot of pretty good shit in
he's
there.
he's a great fucking wrestler, but I'm grabbing him because he has atomic heat.
Fair.
Nuclear.
Yeah. I don't need to go any further. I feel like I made a case
That's it.
for
That's my brand.
Yep, that's it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, cycle through.
I just thought they were booing him because they wanted to hear the bisexual Undertaker talk.
Nah, well, it's good. That is funny, and I do like it. But I love Damian Priest going like, I don't know where that comes from. Rhea keeps sending me those memes. I don't get it. I don't like it. She thinks it's really funny. I'm like, I believe that. All right, you're number 5.
Let's see. We had I picked, Mike picked, Kevin picked, Era. Over to you, my friend.
Well, I'm gonna take the bisexual Undertaker. I'm gonna take Damian Priest.
Oh my God, we could do a cross promotion Judgment Day schism.
Judgment Day runs all
Judgment
brands.
Day Civil War. No, I think Damian Priest is great, and he's so underrated. Damian Priest was one of the guys. Yeah, he's a giant, but he's also one of the few guys that I think really understands like every single part of him is selling something during a match. Like you'll see guys where it's like, they'll be writhing around in pain, but like you look at their eyes and they're thinking about the next thing.
Yeah.
Or like you can tell that they're kind of, I mean, obviously they're trying to do something that's very complicated to do, right? But like Damian Priest, he just always pulls you into like, boom, here's the hit. What's his reaction? And I feel like he's just always really, really good. And I feel like this past year has been him just getting his flowers. And it's only the beginning because like now they're really starting to put the machine behind him,
I'm glad they stopped yanking our chain with that Money in the Bank. Rewatching rewatching the promo package for the Drew McIntyre Seth Rollins feud. He attempts to cash the Money in the Bank thing on on Seth Rollins 3 separate times and fails or is stopped. He never officially cashes it in for one reason or another. And I'm like, 3 fake cash-ins? Ridiculous. I'm so thankful that at 40 the expediency of the cash-in. We basically looked into the camera and went, "This one for real." And like
it was one of the first times that the ref hasn't been like, "You want to do what? You want? Are you sure? Oh, you want to cash this in? Are you sure?" That one they're like, "All right, we're cashing it." Yeah.
Let me get your fingerprint. That's a good pick. I think no. I agree. Now, would you want to do Damian Priest as a solo a wrestler or as a member of the Judgment Day?
I like Damian Priest as a member of the Judgment Day. I think he fits in very well there, but I feel like Damian Priest needs to just be like a solo monster. He doesn't need to be like supernatural and going like full Undertaker, but like we need to get like Brothers of Destruction level of like just coming out, kicking ass, leaving. Like just bill him as a badass. I mean, especially like, I mean, in the real world, he is the world heavyweight champion. So it's like,
that's true. Anything
he wants to do, he's the champ. Let him treat him like the champ, right? Like he's massive dude, great worker. He needs to have a singles push.
I realize now, through the booking here, you have both the champions on your network. That's an oversight on my part, I'll admit.
They're sneaky about it.
Shit.
Oh, well, we know who the A show is.
Yeah, come on, back down, baby. All right.
Until Roman Reigns comes back on my network, you guys are right. But
no, damn it, no, don't talk about that.
All
no,
right.
Shh.
In that case, I will pick a former champion for my next pick. I will pick a former world heavyweight champion. I will pick Drew McIntyre.
Oh, baby, big sexy Drew.
He's my number 6 pick. I am working completely down my list.
Did you guys see the video of him? They pissed him off, so he put his kilt back on.
I think that might be my new favorite Drew McIntyre clip. No sexy Drew McIntyre for you.
You were mean to me. No more sexy Drew.
Yeah, like on a UK house show or whatever, yeah.
Did you guys see that when he was tweeting during his fight with Seth, he actually sent out a tweet on his thing, which just said, bored at work.
Good.
Bored at
so
work.
Funny.
Yeah, then when he got back to Gorilla, he just quoted it, but fuck.
Yeah, I looked for that one. That one I think might be fake, but I did look for that one. I
reposted it at some point. It's so funny. Yeah, no,
I think that
he's so good at Twitter. He's so good.
Yeah, him as a face, I think, was sympathetic and good, but he definitely needed an extra push because, I mean, the last couple of years, there's just been face after face after face, and running a long-term story with him being angry at Jey Uso and him being upset at Seth Rollins. and especially at CM Punk, I'm like, my man's doing S tier heel work. He's on another level with his toxicity.
Absolutely.
I described him again on that little slideshow I made as the I don't care that you broke your elbow guy, having him point right at CM Punk. I prayed for it and it happened. Are you kidding me?
It's so petty and it works.
He's so good. He's such a
well.
shit poster too. It's great.
Oh my
It
god!
is.
When he called, what was it? Seth Rollins, his biggest stan. I was like, oh, he's getting kicked in the face. Like this man. He is. Oh my god! So yeah, now that's also him dropping the Claymore in the first 2 seconds of the heavyweight match. I was like, God.
I hadn't even sat down yet.
Pop of that night. To be
I
fair,
hadn't even sat
Oh
down.
my-
I was putting stuff. I was like trying to get resituated in my seat, and then I heard the ref fucking 1, 2, and I was like, "What do you mean 2? What?"
Look, the pace. I was watching at home alone, so I was like, the pacing of this is kind of interesting. We got Stephanie McMahon, we got Drew coming out with a bunch of swords. Oh, look, this is a crazy parade, a lot of showmanship, a lot of just spectacle. Bam!
Those
What the
goddamn
fuck?
muppers.
Hey,
yeah, me and,
don't shit talk the mummers, okay?
Those fucking muppers, man. Goddamn.
The
Some
mummers.
big-ass old dudes.
Mummer, mummer.
Whatever.
We did
Gonzo
not
Kermit.
realize
Regardless.
we didn't realize that was a funeral procession.
Yeah.
Rollins.
What a way to go out, though.
Oh, it was gorgeous. Anyway, that's Drew McIntyre easy.
Yeah, me and Jack were watching that, and we were like, "Hey, wouldn't this be funny if it, just like Daniel Bryan and Sheamus?" And they're like, "Oh yeah," and like 6 seconds later, the kick, and we're like, "Oh my god, they're gonna do it! They're gonna do it!" So yeah, we were on the edge of our seats at the second that happened.
I mean, if the complaints were that night one had no energy, I'm sure Paul Levesque made the call and went, all right, here's what'll get them out of their fucking seats.
Yeah.
We sold them the seats, but they'll only need the
definitely some
edge.
shit.
Man, watch this.
real fast. Now you got my mind thinking about it again. Since you were there, as a fellow person who deals with the cold, was it really that cold night one? Because they were saying it was like
Oh my
50.
god.
All right, listen. What you have to
50
understand.
degrees, they can barely move out
What you have
there.
to understand is that Philly were weird. Okay, we get like 3 or 4 winters before we get a spring. So what happens is it comes in waves. So it gets to be like 70, and then it drops down to like 50, and then 70, and then 50, 70, and 50. Like today, it is 55 degrees out. Yesterday, it was 75. So what happened was the night before night one of WrestleMania, so on Friday, it was like super nice. It was a great day out. And then Saturday, it was gray and dreary. And it was colder. It did get down to, I think, like maybe 38 or 37, they were saying, somewhere around there in the stadium. But there was wind. There was all that. I guess if you weren't used to it, or if you weren't wearing the right kind of jacket, yeah, you could, if you were caught out there, you could be cold for sure. But night one, I thought night 2 was colder than night 1.
Wow.
Yeah, I think our commentary desk was just a little bit whinging a bit, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I don't think it was as cold as everybody was making it. Like, it's not like it was like bittering, freezing, frostbite cold. It wasn't like fucking Super Bowl levels of cold, but
No.
it was chilly. It was a bit chilly out, but like I had a hoodie on and I was fine.
I've lived in Alaska and I've lived in San Diego. I know what it's like to be real hot. I know what it's like to be real cold. When they were like, oh my God, it's terrible here. I'm like, well, God, how cold could it be? It's 54 degrees outside. I was like, you fucking bitches. Like, I didn't spend so long in these cold places, but I'm like, you guys can relax.
Calm down a little bit. We couldn't cheer because it was cold. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay,
for sure. Whatever.
Okay.
Anyways.
Let's move on to your.
Regardless.
Your
We're
sixth
back
pick.
To SmackDown. It's my pick. I'm feeling like we got a mega lineup already, but one thing that we're missing from a mega lineup is the mega star, and his name is L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
We saw the pinnacle of his start of everything, of this LA Knight movement in Detroit when he won the stupid Slim Jim Battle Royale. It was so dumb, but I was so happy that he won it. And being there live,
He is the Slim Jim.
Outside of EO's cash-in, that was the pop of the night. Was
by far
LA Knight winning the Battle Royal, and just I'm so excited to see where it goes from here, because clearly, I guess the feud with AJ might be done now that he's going to the title scene, but it is what it is, I guess.
To be honest, I wasn't the biggest fan of the feud. I feel like I keep coming in here with negative opinions, but I was like,
you're good.
Hey,
I'm
opinions
like,
are opinions.
That's true. I don't want to come in here and be like, wrestling. No.
Trust me,
like,
we've had some pretty negative episodes before. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
You should hear what I have to say about Goldberg. Talk about negative opinions.
Kevin's got some choice words about this. My boy Goldberg.
God, no, but I was just like, I couldn't help but feel like I need something a little bit more grounded in a reality for these two to be fighting about. Oh, hey, you cost me my chance against Roman Reigns, or oh, you did such and such, or like I needed something rather than like all this like fake. I broke into your house and you're a phony and I'm paranoid, and I'm like, it kind of just doesn't make either of them look particularly engaging the way that all the other stories, like we were doing stuff with the Mysterio family, we were doing stuff with Seth and Drew, we were doing stuff with Gunther and Sami Zayn, and then we get to LA Knight, and even the Usos, I thought story-wise they had stuff going on. They didn't have anything going on with their match, but they had story stuff going on. I just felt like the story for LA Knight and AJ Styles was not slapping for me. Not the match was good, though.
You mean to tell me another wrestler going to another wrestler's house, getting arrested, and them saying, no, I won't press charges, we'll settle this in the ring, isn't grounded in reality? What? Who do you think you are? Hopefully you can cut the sarcasm in that with a knife. I'm really trying to make it obvious. Okay, good.
Yeah, everybody knows that the better break-in spot that happened was when the Guns broke into their dad's house, when they have the keys, probably.
Whose house was it that Triple H broke into?
That was Randy Orton's
house. No, Randy Orton.
Randy Orton?
Yeah, when they were just chilling on the couch. Yeah.
I was
like,
it was either Randy. In my mind, I was like, it was either Randy Orton or it was Booker T. And I'm glad it was
Booker T
Randy
probably
Orton.
had his house broken into at some point.
I'm sure.
Sounds like
No,
a Booker T
Stone Cold
spot.
beat his ass in a grocery store.
Yeah.
That's
That's what I was thinking of. That's right. Okay. All right. It's all coming together again.
One day we need to do a series where we sit down and watch like old matches and stuff.
shit.
And we need that'd
Watch
be the
my
first one
childhood
on
of
the list.
wrestling.
Hell yeah. Be the first.
Or
If
we
we ever get a
watch,
Patreon or something, we can put it behind a paywall.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
God, that's a solid choice. I'm seeing a lot of big stars on your list. Not to say that mine doesn't have it, but I can't help but envy the star power and the spectacle on the SmackDown roster, our fake SmackDown roster.
Our fake
I won't lie.
SmackDown roster.
Yeah, this fake SmackDown roster. I'm jealous. I like it.
Let's see. So we got a couple more picks going. Let's see. We'll kind of do maybe a rapid fire section. Kind of get a bunch of picks bounded out here real quick.
Sure. How many more do you want to do per side? We're up to 6 each, it looks like.
Let's see.
Let's do 4 more then. Make it a round 10.
4 more. Make it a nice round 10.
Rapid, 4 names.
Sounds good. All right. You want 4 names? We go back and forth, just one at a time still?
So we'll go. Yep. Since I picked, then it'll go back to Kevin, and then it'll go to Mike, then it'll go to Era, and it'll come back to me.
Yep. All right. My number
Beautiful.
7 pick. Santos Escobar. I think he's incredible. He's the perfect luchador villain. I think he has the power to be an ICC contender. I think everything he was doing with Rey Mysterio was vicious and clean and nasty. I think he's incredible on the mic. He's amazing in the ring. I'd like to see him more than just stuck to this like kind of racial villain wing that he's kind of in right now.
Yeah,
I want to see him as a big timer.
I want to see it just end this feud that he's in now. It's done. Just move on to something else, please.
I want him in the spotlight. A lot of my guys that I have in my top 10, I'm like, I want to see them more. Is what it is. Either that or it's like Dirty Dom, and it's just like, oh, that'll make us money. Oh, that'll make us so much money. All right,
Kevin,
Santos
who you got?
Since I can't pick Rhea Ripley, I'm going You know what? Second best.
You can pick Rhea Ripley.
You can pick Rhea Ripley.
She's gonna be gone. I'll leave it for someone else to pick because I
picked
know
Roman Reigns as my number one.
Roman's
What are you
gonna be
talking
gone.
about?
but he might come back. He's not injured.
Yeah,
He's
for
just
like one
tired.
match.
There's a difference.
I promise you, Rhea Ripley will come back before Roman Reigns. I promise you.
100%.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. That being said, though, I feel like I can't go back on my pick. I'm picking Liv Morgan.
Liv
Still a good
Morgan.
choice.
Shit, she wasn't even on
That's a
my
great choice.
list.
Oh shit!
That's a great choice.
We got
The
Bailey and
future.
Liv.
The future
oh.
women's champion, Liv Morgan.
Could be tonight. Could be tonight.
We're about to
be
find
right
out.
now.
Could be tonight.
We're about to find out.
Oh yeah, shit. Oh, hey, it's 8:00. We better keep it
Shit,
high and
everyone
That's
tight.
why
tune
it's
in.
rapid fire.
You guys are gonna get we just do a late live podcast. We'll say it's live, but we just put it up late.
All right, we got Liv Morgan. Next pick on the Raw side.
You idiots! My next pick was Rhea Ripley. That was my next.
Damn
pick.
it!
Damn.
it! Shit.
Damn, we missed out on a great
Anything
pick.
but that.
Well, my next pick was Gunther. He was my number 8 pick, but you guys already
That's a
took
good
him.
one.
So my number 9 was Rhea Ripley.
I'll take it.
All right.
Take it. Solid pick. All right, Mike,
Moving
your
to-
turn.
That's right. Our next pick is the new bad guy, Chad fucking Gable.
Ooh,
Yeah, good
Thank
pick.
you.
suplexed him right out of his wife's arms.
Yeah.
God almighty. All right, solid pick. I hope he gets paired with the Creed brothers to make the Perk Angle
Angle
stable
too.
again. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. My next pick, I want to see this person in singles matches again. I think putting them in a tag group is a crying shame. Asuka.
Ooh.
Oh, Goldberg's favorite wrestler. Good choice.
Yeah,
Go.
Goldberg caliber wrestler.
Man, it all comes
I
back to
saw-
Goldberg. Look at that.
One of the only, I think the only dark show I've ever gone to, she was in, and it was her, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair doing a free-for-all match. And Asuka in this match was just fucking... Everyone was going kind of low because, you know, it's a house show. But Asuka's low versus Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair's low was so much higher. Like, she was doing flips and shit, and I was so impressed. Asuka's my
level.
number 9.
Beautiful pick. Happy with that.
All
Era,
right.
your
You
turn.
guys got 2 more. I only get 1 more. You guys get 2 more.
I'm gonna go with a woman who recently made her return, just because I want to see what they are going to be doing with her, and I feel like she's gonna have somebody that has a lot of eyes on her. I'm gonna go with Naomi, just to kind of strengthen up a women's division. I think she's also a great women's wrestler, super skilled, super talented, and just fun to watch. So I think she's a great pick in that regard. But then again, people are just interested to see what's gonna happen with her. You know, she's coming back. People want to see how she's going to be getting booked, and you know, easy eyes.
That's fair. That's
I like
completely
it.
good. When she
I
came
like
back
it.
for the Rumble, I was like, damn, that's fucking good.
And she's been entertaining ever since she came back. Like, you know, it's never that she wasn't entertaining. It's just that they never knew how to book her. So
Yeah,
as
they
long as
never-
they know how to book her
that's
now, it's
true.
problem solved.
hmm
You
I wanna
figure
throw
out how to
a-
book her. It's just like
Yeah.
putting her on TV. Anyway,
Yeah,
sorry, that was
that'll
it.
work actually.
Yeah, just give her
Just put her
time.
on TV. That
She
could
just
work.
Yeah, you
wasn't
know, you might be
there.
onto something there. Put her on
Give
her
her some
TV show.
minutes.
Right.
Type 5.
Put on TV camera.
All
I'm
right.
making notes.
And the final pick of the
Actually-
2024. Oh, the final pick.
I
of the
wanna throw a
2024.
wrench in this.
Uh-oh.
I want to give everyone one more single and then a tag team.
Ooh.
Do you guys feel good with that, or do you just want one?
Ooh.
You just want one more single each?
I feel like we haven't talked about tag teams at all. So let's do everybody gets one tag team.
Okay. All right.
That's
I'll do my single then. My last single, Jimmy Uso. I think Jimmy Uso is so much better on the mic than his brother. And I think we could do a lot of stories with Jimmy, even absent of the bloodline. I think him being this like dark horse, I mean, especially with what just happened, where he kind of got just hoodwinked and gotten by them. He could do his own like kind of anti-hero thing on the sidelines. He could figure some shit out. I think his character has a lot of potential considering this whole bloodline feud that's gone on. He could do this like reuniting with his brother thing. He could be his own person like he should have been to begin with. I think he's got the physicality and the talent. I think he needs more guidance when it comes to choreographing matches, but I think he has a keen insight for storyline, perhaps more. I think more than Jay does, if I'm honest.
Untapped potential, if you will.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
So Jimmy Uso is my last single.
To counter that, my last single, I think this one's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to take the new enforcer of the bloodline. Give me Tama Tonga, baby.
Mm-hmm.
You'd rather have Tama Tonga than Solo?
Hey, you know what? Not all drafts are perfect, okay?
That's
I'm allowed to make mistakes.
Look, Tama Tonga's a
can't.
great pick. That man's even more bloodthirsty, I think, than when Solo first started
The good
showing
bad
up.
guy.
You know?
Hell yeah, he was.
He's a great bad guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's a monster. I love
him,
it.
dude.
Yeah.
And he's
All
already
right,
getting
I will-
blood.
All right, I'm going to pick a tag.
Tag teams across the board.
Yeah.
Each one of us
I'll
gets
pick-
one.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say you all pick as one, but you know what? I like it all across the board. Doesn't mean SmackDown's going to have a lot more tag teams than mine, but you know what? We'll make it work. We'll make it work over here at Raw. No one ever said
work out a
managing
deal.
Raw was easy. Like, we'll figure it out. All right. I'm glad I get the first pick because I love these guys. I've seen one of them work before. I think they just. I'm picking Awesome Truth. I think Awesome Truth is amazing. Plus,
Damn.
I need some champions in my bracket.
That's a great pick. Shit.
I think R-Truth, I'm glad R-Truth's getting his flowers. I'm still waiting for Miz to get his flowers. He has worked hard. He is, his speech against Daniel Bryan is on God whatever after show they were doing was incredible, where he was talking about like, I don't get injured.
Yeah.
I work every week for 15 years because I care. And I'm like, I fucking believe that, actually. I've seen Miz do comedy. I've seen him do drama. I've seen him do great matches. I've seen him do amazing matches.
I've
And
seen him do the Marine 8 times.
That's true. He's also done that.
They call him the A-lister for nothing.
They call him.
Wait,
That's why he's a quadruple threat. He can do it
Hell
all.
yeah.
So
Hell
I'm
yeah.
going to go with Awesome Truth as my tag team.
Mine's quick and easy, and again, self-explanatory. Kevin's favorite tag team, A-Town Down Under, baby.
fuckers ruined me.
Oh, God.
Just because Mike picked them and it just makes sense storyline wise, might as well keep them on SmackDown. Give me those Creed brothers, or as I like to call them, the Cracker Barrel boys.
Solid.
Mike,
That's
Aaron?
it. That was actually going to be my pick. So, you know what? Instead of a tag team,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do a faction because it's kind of the same. I'm
Close enough.
going to do the family with the Don
Hey.
of NXT.
Hey,
Forget about it.
Tony D and the family.
Donnie
That's what I'm
Hey,
thinking.
Tony D and the family. Hey.
I loved his football career at the Giants.
No, that's Tony Gonzalez.
Shit. Sorry, my bad.
Wrong Tony. Hey.
You know what? You get a faction, and you got all these tag teams. I want I want one more. I want one more. Put me in.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
that's
go for
fair.
it, go for
Take it.
It's a new day. I gotta pick. I gotta end it
It's
with the
all
new
right.
day.
Hey, watch your back for the family, okay?
That's okay. I don't care if Big E never wrestles again. Hearing him on commentary is fantastic. Xavier Woods and fucking Kofi Kingston are incredible. I don't care that they didn't win. I just love to see them. They don't need to win for me to give a shit. They're incredible. They're my pick. They're my last pick. Easy,
Fair,
without a
fair.
doubt.
And I think
Or
with that,
the last
Eric gets the
pick.
last pick. Yeah.
For the last pick, coming in with a little bit of a call up, technically, because I want here on this now, Jamie, I got a little bit of a history on this podcast of a little bit of a history of Braun Breaker glazing. So I am going to go with the Wolf Dogs. Woo, woo. Give me the Wolf Dogs of SmackDown. Woo, woo. We're gonna bark up the division. We're gonna rip through everyone. Baron Corbin's gonna come back. We're all gonna love it because he's cool now, and it's gonna be great. And they're gonna win every title in the WWE. And Braun Breaker's is gonna get up in everyone's face and just bark at him.
We suffered through King Corbin, didn't we? We were all there. God, the main event of that house show I was there for. The main event was pre Tribal Chief Roman Reigns against King Corbin.
Oh, the dog food
Oh my
rivalry.
god, yeah.
Yeah, that was the house show I
Versus
watched.
the barking dog.
Now, I will say it also included Bray Wyatt against Daniel Bryan, so I didn't lose money on this Dark House match. But man, that main event, I was like, at the time, I was like, oh, Roman Reigns, kind of like him. And people were booing him. I was like, oh. And then they were booing King Corbin. I was like, oh, God. This isn't going well.
Is now the newest member of the 3 Counted Out SmackDown roster, baby. That's right. That's a solid draft. That was fun.
That was fun. Yeah, we should do this again next year. Jamie, thank you so much for being on. That is going to do it for this episode of the 3 Counting Out podcast. If you guys like this episode, just go ahead and drop a follow if you're on Spotify, and go ahead and if you listen this long, you can leave a rating, a review on Spotify. You have to listen to a certain amount of the episode, but I'm pretty sure if you've listened to an hour and a half long episode, you can probably review it. So just go ahead and do that. Leave us 5 stars. If you're on YouTube, go ahead, like, subscribe, share, all that. You know what to do. Where can people go ahead and find you? Jamie, go ahead and go first. Where can we find you?
Well, you can find me over at patreon.com/GM3 Productions. It's me and a couple chuckleheads doing actual play TTRPGs where we switch running the game between the 3 of us. We got all sorts of fun games, from fairy tale stuff to historical fantasy. You can also find us on Spotify under the same name.
All right, great. And if you like me, you can go ahead and find me at twitch.tv/EraV1 or youtube.com/ then the @ for whatever reason. It's just what YouTube does, at EraV1 Music. Find me there.
My name is Fire Guy Kev. You can find me at YouTube at Fire Guy Kev, where I post a bunch of content. Sometimes it's Call of Duty, sometimes it's wrestling, sometimes it's games I don't know. If you like my opinions, or if you don't, check it out or not. That's me.
If you enjoyed what I did, you can find me at twitch.tv/JackalJoker or youtube.com/JackalJoker. If you did not enjoy my thoughts or opinions, you can find me at youtube.com/FireGuyKev.
As soon as you start talking, it's like, oh, that's a good bit. I'm going to do that too. Fuck, you already did it.
Shit. That's why I waited to let you go first.
Damn it.
And Mike's here too, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if you like me, watch their stuff. I'm there.
As always, Mike is just happy to be here, and we're happy to have him.
Oh, yeah.
So
Mike lives in the basement.
Yeah.
Joke's on you. I don't have a basement.
Jamie, we do have a little bit of an ending episode thing here where 3 counting out, you got to end with a 3 count. You got to end with a pin. So you get your choice. You get your choice of a match between anybody here. Who do you want? It's gonna happen right away. Get ready.
Well, because I'm gonna go with Fire Guy Kev. I think.
Shit.
The real wrestler. That's.
Yeah, no, that's why I want it. I want to look good.
The Taco Fest champ.
Hey, Kev, look over here. I'm not trying to distract you at all for this. Nope. Nothing.
Wait, I hit him with the Claymore.
He got the Claymore. Got the pin. 1.
He was all
2,
6 foot 5
3.
inches of my body. Bam!
And your winner. There you go.
Holy shit. Holy
that
shit.
one in the books.
Who was going to tell Jamie not to actually hit Kevin? Oh my god.
It's fine. Listen.
Oh my god, Kevin's passed
Kevin,
out.
okay?
Setting up for a
Kevin-
few down the line, okay?
Kevin's unconscious. Kevin.
It's all about box office, baby. I
Someone
come
needs to
in,
get that.
I steal the championship, I go to another network. Bye.
Last thing I
damn, you're
saw
CM
was
Punk.
Mike. I saw Mike, and then lights.
It's fine. Hey, if he's talking, he's breathing, he's fine. It's all right. We don't need to call anyone.
Woo.
One of his eyes is kind of dangling now, but you know what? We'll buff that out. We'll scrap that. That's fine.
Vader can do it, so can he.